Guys, we're learning the guitar and we've got over the blisters on the fingers and the wrist cramps and those dreaded bar chords. Try not to fluff the notes. Now we've got to learn some scales to make music and learn to improvise. There's many books and videos teaching scales and music theory. But there's always a need for a practical, easy to use visual aid. And I'm going to introduce you to one that's really brilliant and a must have. So enough of me talking, let's get on with it. And here we have the Guitar Scale Transposer. I'll put it on my keyboard so we get a closer look at it. It comes in two parts. You have a pull-out slider. And this shows the 6 strings of the guitar and all the notes along those 6 strings corresponding to the major and minor scales. The other section is a bass card, and this shows all the frets of the guitar and the appropriate notes that correspond with those frets. So for example, we have the note of B on fret 7, F sharp on fret 14, G on fret 3, and etc. across the top and bottom of the card. And here's the beauty of this visual aid. The key that you want to play in, either major shown as the yellow dot or the minor shown as the red dot, all you have to do is line up the coloured dots underneath the bass card fret or note you want to play. So let's look for an example here. Let's assume that I want to play B flat major. I look along the top card for B flat, which is on the 6th fret, and I want to move any yellow dot, being a major dot, on the E string to that B flat 6th string. So I just simply move it across. Now I have the yellow dot underneath the B flat 6th fret, and all the notes of that scale are conveniently in the correct place along the guitar fretboard for me to follow. It also shows me, of course, that the key of G minor on the 3rd fret is exactly the same scale a few frets further down. Let's change it again. I want to play, say, E flat minor, so I look for an E flat on the 11th fret, and the minor is a red dot, so I can move that to the 11th fret or move this one down to the 11th fret. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to move that one down to the 11th fret. And once again, I've got all the notes in E flat minor laid out for me visually very quickly. To avoid the confusion of loads of notes scattered all over the guitar neck, the slider has grouped the scales into 2 convenient colour blocks. This makes it really easy for the eye to recognise the groupings instantly. It makes it easy to master playing up and down the neck, always playing the correct notes within the chosen scale. So if I'm playing improvisation or playing a melody down here between the 1st and the 4th fret, I can shoot straight up to the 13th to the 16th fret, playing exactly the same scales notes. Or I might decide to shoot down halfway and play these notes within the 6th to the 9th fret. Or all the way up and start playing this 18th to the 21st fret and play notes within that scale. Conveniently laid out, colour coded, with all the notes of the scales that you require. Another very widely used scale is the Pentatonic Scale. It's used in rock and roll, R&B and in classical music. If we take the slider card out, turn it over, and here we have the 5 notes of the Pentatonic Scale displayed across the strings, exactly the same as the major and minor ones on the other side. So we're going to put this in, and it's used in exactly the same way. I want to play D minor pentatonic. So I look for the red dot and I look for the D, which happens to be on the 10th fret. So the red dot slides down to the D, and here I can see the D minor pentatonic scale. The next grouping is on the 17th to 20th fret, and here we have again the D minor scale, or down towards the head of the neck from frets 5 to 8 we have the D minor pentatonic scale. So if I'm messing about down the 1st and the 3rd fret, perhaps improvising, making some notes, playing some melody, I can shoot straight up to the 17th to the 20th fret and play those notes there, or shoot halfway down to the 10th and 13th fret and play those notes there, always knowing that I will in fact be in the D minor pentatonic scale. Another benefit of this visual aid is very quickly to see at a glance the notes that make up the major, minor or pentatonic scale. Great for music theory lessons. Let's take an example here. Let's say I want to know all the notes in the B major scale. So I look along the top for the B note. There we are, 7th fret. Well, of course it could have been the 19th fret. We choose the 7th fret and we're thinking about B major. So we go for a yellow dot on the slide card and put it underneath the B. So we've got 7th fret, B, major dot. And now we can read off the notes in that scale. The root note of course is B on the 7th fret, followed by D flat on the 9th, followed by E flat on the 11th, 12th E, 14th F sharp, 16th A flat, 18th B flat, and of course the octave 19th fret B. Great for music theory. That's it folks, the Guitar Scale Transposer. Keep it in your guitar case for when you're jamming with the band, need a quick visual aid to change key or simply look to see what notes you can play up and down the neck. If you're a music teacher, if you teach any instrument, not just the guitar, it's a great way of demonstrating the relationships of major and minor scales and the notes that make up those scales. A very useful, must-have visual aid. Thanks for listening guys. See you soon. Bye now.